Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Firstly, I just want to say my thoughts and support are with you at this very difficult and uncertain time. And I wanted to create as much content for you over the next few months to keep myself busy, but also to keep you guys entertained while you are practicing social distancing. In the UK a couple of days ago, we were basically told by the Prime Minister that we should be staying at home as much as possible, working from home, not going to cafes or bars or restaurants, and not travelling unnecessarily. So that's why I've decided to come up with a list of things that you can do at home just to help you with this time that you are quarantined. As I am, I'm practicing self-isolation because we really need to think about those who are more vulnerable than ourselves and try and help contain the problem and ensure that we are doing everything that we can to make sure that curve flattens out. Please do not get any medical advice from me or from social media. I'm going to put some links in the comment section below so that you guys can check out proper government websites or national health services like our NHS and public health on the government, so that you can see the proper regulations and things that are in place and the proper advice. Again, don't get your information from me or social media. I'm just purely giving you some things to do at home while you are in self-isolation. So the first thing is, if you are now working from home and you are not used to it, the most important thing that you can do is to create a schedule and actually stick to it. I like to use my calendar to portion out time, so I will do from 15 minutes to an hour. I will make sure even things like showering and making my coffee, I will put in my schedule. I will ensure that I'm having a shower, I am getting dressed, and I am going to a different room to work if possible. In my flat in London, where I usually am, I can't do that, so I've separated my bedroom into my bed area, and then the other side is my desk area. It's a very small bedroom, but just having that distancing creates a much more normalcy for you, and it will give you much better kind of mental distancing from understanding when you're at work and when you're at home. Honestly, having a schedule and sticking to it is fundamental. It will prevent you from going a bit stir crazy, and it will also help with normalcy. The second thing is to find alternative ways of doing the things that you would usually do at other locations, like working out. I usually go to the gym about 5 times a week, but obviously I can't do that now, so I am going to be practicing workouts from home. And there are so many great YouTubers at the moment who are putting out loads of home workout things, from bodybuilders to HIIT people to other kind of yoga and Pilates and stuff. YouTube really is a great resource for that kind of stuff. Like Jeff Nippard, for example, he's just put out a video of how to create a really great home workout if you are someone who, works out a lot and has a lot of body mass or body muscle. Then you also got Natasha Ocean, who's amazing. She has loads of really great HIIT workouts that you can do on Instagram, and she's just put out a full body 20-minute HIIT circuit that you can do at home as well with no equipment. And then you've got Whitney Simmons and people like that. Also, you could practice something new like yoga or Pilates, especially if you're feeling a bit stressed and anxious about this time. Yoga is a really great way to stretch out, have that mind-body connection, chill out a bit, meditate, but also get some really great fundamental movement and strength training as well. As I was editing this video, I was also just thinking about working out. So if you are working out, you could also do a challenge. You could do a 7-day challenge, a 2-week challenge, depending on whether you're obviously feeling sick or not, but also how long you're going to be quarantined for. So you could do like a 30-day challenge to get the splits, or you could do a 2-week challenge to get your first full pull-up or press-up or whatever. So definitely having a challenge could also help you kind of stay motivated and stay on track and keep you occupied and have a reason to do stuff like this. The third one is to take up reading or to read the books that you've always wanted to read in your spare time. Again, I think it's really worth portioning out your time. So if you do have the gym as well, and portion out, half an hour when you would do that normally in your day. The same I would say for reading. Either portion it out and say, I'll do this before bedtime, or an hour reading immediately after I finish my work kind of thing. I have read so many books recently. I've just finished Little Fires Everywhere. I've read A Little Life, 3 Women in the Dream House, and the next book I'm reading is Girl, Woman, Other. Loved all of them, highly recommend all of them. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I have a highlights there with all the books that I've read, so definitely check that out. Or just go on BookTube. There are so many people online talking about books, and this is a really great way to catch up on your reading, try reading something new, but it is also a wonderful escape if you are feeling quite negative and uncertain and anxious about what is going on. You can take your mind away, turn off social media, turn off the news, and go and read a book and fall in love with the story and just escape for a little while. The fourth one is to practice or learn a new skill. I am getting back into playing the piano and I'm learning a new piece at the moment, so I carve out some time to do that and ensure that I am stimulating my brain. Also, getting some exercise for my fingers and just ensuring that I am spending some time doing something else. Because if you keep your mind occupied with lots of different things, then you're far less likely to go a bit just not like being inside for so much, because this is going against normal human behavior by staying inside. So it is understandable if you are feeling a bit anxious about it. I'm also learning French, and there are so many great apps out there. You can use Duolingo, which is free. I use Memrise, which I do pay for, but it is a wonderful app because it has lots of locals who actually talk about how they pronounce things, and I love it. And again, you can portion this out in your calendar just to make sure you're spending some time on it, you're giving yourself different things to do, and you're constantly occupied with something else. The fifth one is to don't forget to stay connected with friends and family. Even though you are not able necessarily to see each other, Skype, Zoom, Google Hangout, FaceTime, these are all really, really great things. My boyfriend lives in the US, and that sucks because I'm not going to be able to see him for probably quite a long time. So we have been Snapchatting, and I basically Snapchat like my whole morning routine so that when he wakes up he can see what I'm up to and give a bit more kind of normalcy to that. My heart really goes out to people who are in long distance relationships or live apart from their family, or if you're just not used to being at home so much, it can be really difficult. Me and my friends actually are going to be doing a Google Hangout tomorrow maybe, or the next day, so we can keep in contact. Some of us are spread around London and across the world. It'll be nice to be able to have that cup of tea with them and catch up without, actually having to go to that place and see them. So definitely keep some normalcy in terms of that. Reach out to friends and family, reach out to those who maybe don't have as many people around, and just keep people in the loop and keep in touch. You can also take this time to practice some self-care. These can be really small things, from painting your nails or giving yourself a self-manicure, or your housemates or whatever. It could be reading, it could be just taking a nap, it could be doing some yoga, it could be turning off social media and the news, it could be listening to an audiobook, listening to your favorite podcast, trying out a new recipe that you haven't tried before. Something to give you some self-care is a really great time to practice that. A lot of us work really hard and we don't usually take the time to take care of ourselves, so please do take care of yourselves, and this would be a good time to do that. The next one is to spring clean your home. This was a good time to do it, considering if you guys are bored and you're just like, I don't want to watch another film, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. It could be a great time to clean your fridge or your cupboards, or organise all your jars and things. It could be a great time to scrub your bath and clean your toilet and make sure you've vacuumed every inch of your flat, no matter how big or small. Sometimes spring cleaning can help you just feel a bit fresher, and it can design your environment to help you work from home as well. And it can also help you to just figure out how you'd like things yourself. So if you design your bedroom to be where you just sleep, you design your living room to be where you work, and the other corner of your living room where you kind of chill out, it's a really great thing to do to keep your mind at ease, and again, to keep that normalcy. Number 8, and again, this is probably for your mental health, but write down how you're feeling, because a lot of us who spend time at home might deliberately not spend time at home because they have an abusive relationship, or they have family dynamics that are really difficult, or you might be a child just doesn't have a good situation. There are so many things going on that we don't necessarily know, and if you can speak to a helpline, then obviously I would recommend that, because they're much more qualified and skilled to help you. But please know that this is a safe space if you just want to vent, or to say how you're feeling, or even just to say, I'm in a difficult situation and spending more time at home is really hard. I want this to remain a safe space where you guys can come and talk about how you're feeling, and I really am sending you lots of support, and knowing that I am thinking about you and hoping that you guys are okay. So if writing down things helps you, then please do it. Your mental health is so important, especially at a time like this. Number 9 is to get to know your partner or your housemates better if you want to. There's a thing going around online, like 36 questions to ask your partner or something to fall in love or whatever. You could do that. You could play games. You could just do some kind of tasks with each other that get to know each other more, share stories about things that you've never shared before. It could be a good time to really build on those relationships with people that you care about. Number 10, I asked my brother to help me with this, and he said do the DIY jobs that you never get around to. He's quite a DIYer. So if any of you guys have anything, I mean, I'm not a handy person, so you guys might have to help me out in the comments below about things you could do. But he recently refitted his window himself, because in Brighton it's pretty moldy and it's pretty like damp inside, so they had to remove one of the window panes and then like fix it and put it all back together, and he did that himself, so could be a good time to do some DIY. Number 11 is to organize help for others. So because people are stockpiling at the moment, those who are vulnerable and rely on food banks are even more vulnerable than they were before. So you can now actually donate online to food banks. I'll put that in the description or in the comment section so you guys can check that out if you want. Or if you have any elderly neighbors, or if you have those who rely on carers who aren't able to come and help them, then please reach out to them and do things that you can help them in a responsible way. So for example, I live in a flat block and we've just set up a WhatsApp group for everyone in the building. So if there is anyone who's vulnerable and we can help them, we will do so. We're also sharing information. We're going to be sharing resources. This is a great time to be sharing resources because, as I said, people are stockpiling and that doesn't help the situation. It actually makes more vulnerable people more vulnerable. Also, if you have a neighbor who has a dog and that dog needs to be walked and they can't get out, or they're at a higher risk and you can take the dog out for them, then just think about others, guys. Think about it. The next one is to host study groups online. So if you're at school still, or if you're a student at university, this is a difficult time to basically be told you can't go to school. I don't know if schools are closed yet, but they will, and they certainly have in other countries. So hosting a study group online daily or weekly or a couple of times a week could be really great. It helps you with your morale. You could help each other with your study notes, and you could also talk about things that you are studying but you're not quite sure about to help support one another. I would have loved this. I remember when I was doing my A-levels, swine flu was a thing and we had to go home for a week or two, so we missed out on not that much compared to what's going to happen to students now and in what's happening today. So definitely hosting study groups I think could be a really, really good thing. Also, if you are usually at work, you could also host meetings as well over the kind of Skype and stuff like that. Even if you just have a lunch break usually with one of your friends from work, you could do that over Skype as well. Again, it's all about keeping normalcy, keeping your schedule, and just helping you to remain calm and do things you usually would. This one is a bit more towards me, Fran, Ethical Unicorn. If you're watching this, you're gonna love this. It's to do a Studio Ghibli marathon. If you've never heard of Studio Ghibli, they are marvelous, they are beautiful, they are visually exciting anime movies. But they're not like typical anime if you're not really into anime, because I don't really like anime that much. But this, guys, the stories are beautiful, they're weird, they're wonderful, they are visually incredible, the music is amazing, and they've just all been put on Netflix. If Studio Ghibli is not really your thing, then you could always try out other incredible series that are pretty long, like Grey's Anatomy. There are like 16 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, or The Wire, or something older like The Sopranos or Friends. If you have any other suggestions, please leave them down below. There are really great marathons that you could do on Netflix with your housemates, on your own, etc. Definitely take advantage of the things that tech has nowadays for us to keep occupied. And the last one is to go for a walk at an awkward hour, so that you're not putting anyone else at risk, but you're still moving your body and getting outside. Getting outside for a little bit can have a big impact. I think the problem at the moment is that we're not supposed to go to places where there are going to be lots of people. I don't know how long you're going to be able to go outside for a walk for at the moment. The government keeps changing what's happening here, but while you still can, I would go for a walk. Again, at an awkward hour, so you're not putting anyone else at risk, but getting outside, moving your body a little bit, even if you have a little bit of a garden or green space, definitely try to get out there as well. And that's it. I think that's it from me. These are the things that I'm going to be practicing. Again, if you guys have any others, please leave them down below, because I want us to all support one another as a community here and help each other in this situation and difficult circumstance. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys very, very, very soon. Bye.